We just heard from Rob Immediato with the Pagoda High School in New Jersey, and he talked a little bit about his ShoreTel installation. I'm here with the partner at Eastern Datacom, Paul Zimmerman, who was at least partially responsible for making the project happen. And Paul, one of the things I wanted to ask you was, how did you really convince the school to make this investment? I understand that they were actually just about to go with another solution. So what was it that made them rethink that and look at this particular ShoreTel solution?
Sure. So Rob at Pagoda High School attended an event that's held every year in Atlantic City for school districts in New Jersey called Texpo. So this was in 2009, and he had visited our booth where we had the ShoreTel system demonstrated, but then he also attended a seminar that we had. And I think that kind of got him his interest level to the point where about a week after that event, he came into Eastern Datacom, and we took a deeper dive into the system and showed him, the management of it and all the features, and overall the simplicity of the ShoreTel system, which is one of the things. Other than reliability, he was looking for something that wasn't going to cost a lot of money for his district to maintain year after year after year.
Yeah. So obviously, then seeing this technology in action was a big part of the decision. So I guess that would be point number one for a similar school. Make sure you see a good demo,
absolutely.
Right? Okay.
In fact, I don't think we've ever sold a ShoreTel phone system without bringing the system on site to the school or having the school officials come into our own office and demonstrate as long as it takes so that they are fully comfortable and they understand how the system, the architecture, and all the different phone models, and of course the management system.
So make sure you see proof of concept, if you will.
Sure.
And Rob talked a little bit about the cost, right? So what was it that, what pain points were you able to really address when you finally got down to it?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of schools have a similar situation at Rob's school where they have a lot of phone lines and they're not necessarily all going to the phone system, but a good deal of them are. And a lot of them are copper-based phone lines, which are prone to problems, but also are the most expensive in the long run. So in looking at his phone bill, I think in a phone system or a phone vendor would come in and propose not only the equipment, but recommend new lines that are digital. I think he had mentioned a PRI circuit, which is common in our business. So it consolidates the phone lines. It allows him to save money. So I think one of the things was there's a big savings on a month-to-month basis on the phone bill, which helped pay for the system.
Sure.
And then other savings was the fact that really he wasn't going to have to hire, or I know he has some other people in his group that help out with the technology of the district. So it's not going to add any additional burden on them administrating. This thing was layered in and about an hour of training, and then he was off and running. So that's a big savings right there.
So number two, for the school districts out there watching this and who are being called to task on their budgets, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all of you, could be a good budget, a way to address the need to cut school budgets.
Absolutely.
So, let's wrap up this interview by really examining what you would recommend that a school does before investing in their next telecommunication system.
Sure. So obviously every school has a phone system. It might be 10 years old. It might be even older. And every 10 years, you kind of have to, the phone system comes up as a potential budget that's going to be an item on their budget for that that year coming up. So really what you need to do is have plenty of time to do your homework 6 to 8 months ahead of time and really look at the system.
Don't rush the decision.
Ask the questions about how easy is it to manage, but don't just accept an answer of yes, it's easy. Show me the system. Show me how long it takes to add a user, define a voicemail box for them, put them in a certain type of class of user, or change someone's phone, and it all adds up to complexity or less complexity. And I think that's really one of the main things with a phone system is you don't want it to be, as Rob mentioned, a continuation of headaches as you add features or need training. So,
and actually, the sort of a last question would be philosophical, right? Because Rob is the IT director for his school, but many of these systems might have been under the control of a different kind of team, right? This does require you to have a couple of different teams come together and work together to understand the cost case and the administration case. Is that correct? Or?
Sure. If I understand you, it's there's the IT staff, but there's the business administrator, and superintendent, and they all.
So make sure everyone's in sync. Make sure
they're all part of the decision process. Absolutely.
Yep. And what about do you recommend that people bring in the teachers and the staff, or is that do you need to at this point?
Well, we've had other districts where the department heads are the way their phone functions and their auto attendant for that department functions. So when we start diving into that area and demonstrating, they definitely chime in on the features that they love, and they even get very creative with it.
Okay. So 6 to 8 month lead time. Don't rush it.
Yep.
Get input.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Paul, thanks for your insight.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Heather.
it. And thanks for viewing another episode of Best in UC TV. I'm Heather Clancy.